not a goal line fullback, but if you need one, he is that guy.
With 6:20 left in the fourth, after the Giants take only a minute 12 seconds to go 64 yards, 3 plays, the game is even at 29.
You just feel the momentum change. You can see it in the team. You can see it in the Cowboy defense, and you could really feel it in this crowd.
And now the Cowboys will somehow, some way, try to get it back as they begin with Zuriel Smith's run back out to the 27-yard line. Among the problems now facing Dallas is they've used 2 of their timeouts, as well. As you can see, the Cowboys led 20-7 at the half, 26-14 at the end of the third period, and their biggest margin was a 16-point margin. They led 23-7 with 4 minutes gone in the second half.
And I think the first thing the Cowboys have to think right here is get a first down. That has to be their goal. Get a first down.
The crowd is roaring. The Cowboys begin with a 2-back set at the 28-yard line. And Carter's going to air it out, and that pass is incomplete. The coverage was perfect. Will Allen was back there with Joey Galloway.
That's the thing I would think that they wouldn't want to do. Because I think, you know your defense is worn out. You know they're worn down, and you have to keep them off the field a while. And the way to do that is just take those passes, those dump passes, run the ball, and to take some time off the clock here.
From the 28. Hambrick on 2nd and 10. A yard or so, 3rd and long coming up. Lance LeGree makes the hit, and Mike Barrow.
Mike Barrow has about 17 tackles, I think. It seems like every time the Cowboys run the ball, the play is made by Mike Barrow. I mean, that defensive line really hasn't made a lot of plays, but Mike Barrow, maybe because the defensive line hasn't made a lot of plays, the middle linebacker, Mike Barrow, has made a heck of a lot of plays.
He has cleaned up. 3rd down and 9 from the 29. Carter backpedals, throws, caught, but short of the first down. Joey Galloway tackled by Will Allen, and just like that, 3 and out. John talked about trying to at least get a first down to give the guys a break.
And because they're not only going to be right back in there, but the Giants again are going to have pretty good field position. Depends on how Toby Goen punts this one. He's been punting some ugly ones tonight, hasn't he? In fact, I think you called one a shank.
Yeah, and he got away with it.
No, but you usually don't use that word. I mean.
No, you're right.
You called it an ugly shank at one time.
Some gaffer's tape on my lips. 4th down and 4. And the punt by Goen is a short line drive fielded by Mitchell at the 31. And Bryant will bring it back to the 40 before he's tackled by 4 or 5 Cowboys. The Cowboys, last 2 games, remember we showed you this graphic earlier in 2000 at Dallas. Dallas led 13-0. Giants won the game. The following year here, Cowboys led 24-7 at the half, and the Giants won the game. And tonight, as we said earlier, the biggest lead was 16 points. And right now, we're even. 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line. And going deep and making an over-the-shoulder near catch was Tim Carter. No, almost spectacular, but no.
Well, the Cowboys are using that cover too, and the Giants are really exposing it now. I mean, Kerry Collins doesn't worry. He's not worried about that safety getting over there, so he just keeps going deep on him. And you can see that the corner doesn't get back, the safety doesn't get over.
And the crowd, seeing that replay, wants a challenge, and that will be the call.
Right, and Tim Carter, seeing that replay, wanted the challenge. He thought that he was in. Then when he saw the replay, he was jumping up in the air to get a replay. I don't know that he came down with the ball, though, even though you go out of bounds.
Challenging the call on the field of an incomplete pass.
Well, again, you go back to two things here. Does he have possession, and are both feet in bounds? We'll look at it going to the break. We'll come out again and we'll look at it. And I'm sure Jerry Austin will take a long look at it. During the break, I don't think there is any way that they overturn the call of incomplete. The key thing here is, does he maintain control of the ball when he hits the ground? In fact, he doesn't. And when you really look at it, and we'll take another peek at it, I don't even think he has control before he hits the ground. Clearly his feet are in, but in every other sense, it's going to be an incomplete pass.
Well, his knee is down, too, and all you have to do is have one knee down, because one knee equals 2 feet. Right. I learned that years ago. But the other thing, as you said, Al, you have to come down. Even though you're out of bounds, you have to keep control of the ball. Carter loses control when he goes to the ground. And
he barely, in my mind, I'm not even sure he has control as he goes to the ground. As the ball is starting to come out, and clearly it does come out. And Austin takes a long look at it. It will be, if it's ruled an incomplete pass, it'll be 2nd down and 10 for the Giants at their own 40.
And the Giants will lose a timeout.
Right.
After reviewing the play, the receiver comes down with 2 feet in bounds. However, by rule, when he lands out of bounds, he must hold on to the ball, and he did not. He lost it. The pass is incomplete. The call on the field stands as ruled.
What a tease. What a tease Austin is. I mean, the crowd is waiting. The minute they hear his feet are in bounds, I think everybody's going, yeah.
That is the definition of a tease. The receiver caught the ball, came down with both feet in bounds. The crowd goes nuts. But
Austin should have said, you know what, folks, I've got some good news for you and some bad news. 2nd down and 10 at the 40-yard line. Giants, of course, lose a timeout as well. They're down to 2, and the Cowboys have 1.
You know, sometimes you have to watch the ball, and you can't listen to the count. And on that time,
unevaded to the quarterback, number 97. 5 yards, still 2nd down.
Yeah, Kerry Collins got him with the hard count. You know, Leroy Glover was up there, and he was ready to go. And instead of going on 1, you'll see Kerry Collins. Watch him. You see him move his head and shoulders. That was a hard count. And Glover, instead of playing the ball, he was listening to Kerry Collins' cadence.
2nd down and 5 now. To the near sideline, and that pass is incomplete. Toomer, the intended receiver. 3rd and 5.
One of these things here, and Jim Fossil is thinking this too, that now you get 3rd down, now you need a 1st down. This is usually when they go to either Ike Hilliard or Jeremy Shockey in these situations, that 3rd and 5 situation. He's thinking of getting a 1st down, but you have to stay aggressive. You know, you don't want to say, okay, we're tied, let's get towards the end of the game, we've got to pull our horns in. You don't want to do that.
4 wide, including Shockey at the top of the screen. Collins flings it complete into Cowboy territory to Amani Toomer for a 1st down at about the 40-yard line.
Hey, what a 2nd half Kerry Collins has had. I mean, the 1st half, they couldn't get much going. The 2nd half, they just stayed with it. As I said, I think they wore the defense down. Again, quickness by Amani Toomer on that slant. You just have to get inside your guy. 3-step drop, you see inside, you just give him the ball right there.
1st down at the 39 with 3:45 left in regulation. And that pass is incomplete. No flag intended for Toomer. The coverage by Mario Edwards.
Kerry Collins was out of rhythm on that one. You know, usually you have a 3-step drop, a 5-step drop, a 7-step drop. And that one, he was kind of a tweener. I mean, that was kind of like a 1 or 2-step drop. And there's really no such thing as a 2-step drop. I think Kerry Collins just took one.
Collins with 3 touchdown passes here in the 2nd half. Strahan and the defense resting. Meanwhile, no rest for the Cowboy defense. They've been in almost the whole period. 2nd down and 10 at the 39-yard line. Collins throws, and that's an errant throw intended for Tim Carter. 3rd down now at the 39-yard line.
I think Tim Carter had Terrence Newman, and he just fell down. And it was one of those things that Kerry Collins was in the motion of throwing, and he couldn't pull it back or stop it. He just had to throw it out there. But this Dallas defense, and I think it's kind of hot and humid down there. I don't know why the Cowboy coaches are wearing jackets, but it looks like it's really wearing down. I mean, continuing to wear down this Cowboy defense.
3rd and 10. Collins throwing into the seam and incomplete, and no flag intended for Ike Hilliard, and Pete Hunter was there.
They were just waiting on that. You're going to see Tony Dixon just sitting back there, and it looks like there's something wide open here. And then Dixon is really going to close on it. See, he throws it in there, and then here comes Dixon. He was just sitting there waiting for that ball to be thrown.
Pete Hunter with the tip, and the Giants, by gaining nary a yard on that series, can't even attempt a field goal. Jeff Fiegels will have to punt. And he angles it. And right there to stop it at the 9-yard line for the New York Giants is Delvin Joyce. 3:20 remaining now as Dallas gets the ball, and Monday Night Football is being brought to you by Coors Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Cold down easy. Old Spice, spice things up. Honey Nut Cheerios, be happy, be healthy. And G-Shock, shock the world with the Atomic Solar G-Shock watch.
Because you're mine, I walk the line.
I walk the line.
Johnny Cash.
You bet.
We lost a great one. We lost Johnny Cash. You just hear like 2 or 3 words in any song, and you'd know that's Johnny Cash.
No doubt.
I think you could name that tune in about 1.
The Dallas Cowboys from their own 9. Carter throws low, incomplete, intended for Terry Glenn, who's had a big night with 6 catches for 99 yards.
Yeah, last week it was Joey Galloway who had the big day, and tonight, and Terry Glenn, I don't think he caught a ball last week.
Did not.
And tonight it's kind of reversed. It's Terry Glenn and not so much Joey Galloway.
Glenn has caught 6. Galloway's caught only 2 for 26 yards.
This whole second half, this Cowboy offense hasn't been able to help their defense much. They haven't run a lot of time off the clock once they got into the 4th quarter.
Carter throws, caught outside. Glenn up at the 16-yard line. 3rd down and about 4 coming up.
And we were talking about getting into the 4th quarter, and now Bill Parcells never loses when he has the lead in the 4th quarter. And from that time on, they weren't able to get first down.
Nope.
It seems like their defense has been on the field the whole 4th quarter, and their offense has been 3 and out.
Giants caught fire, 2 touchdowns. 1 1-point conversion, 1 2-point conversion to erase a 15-point deficit. Big 3rd and 4 from the 15. Blitz coming, and that forces Carter to throw before he wanted to because of the blitz by Dhani Jones, and Collins gets ready to come back in with the offense.
That's what they do. I mean, they're going to put the pressure on you. You know, that they get up there, and it's a 3rd down, and you see Dhani Jones just coming right up the middle. The left guard blocks in, the tackle blocks out, and there's no blocker there for Jones.
So now going, standing on his own 1-yard line, Brian Mitchell ready to receive it near midfield. Angled kick, and that one is pretty good. And they'll mark it close to midfield up at the Giant 49-yard line is where they'll start. And with 2:59 remaining in regulation, that's where the Giants will take over. The second half for Kerry Collins, quite in contrast to the first.
It's funny how in the first half we talked about the offensive line and 3 rookies and how they weren't getting the job done. And in the second half, then Kerry Collins got hot and started doing all these things. We didn't talk about the offensive line anymore. 3 rookies or the center play and tackle. I mean, they have all united.
All of a sudden, they're like an all-pro. And Barber spins out of a tackle and picks up maybe a first down. That win had him near the line of scrimmage. And then Tiki, who's a little slow in getting up right now, is able to move the chains. That is a first down, but they're going to lose Barber for at least a play.
And that's the thing with the running game. I mean, one thing with the running game is they need Tiki Barber. The other thing, it's always easier to run in the fourth quarter. I mean, you kind of play the first quarter is tough to run. Second quarter, a little easier. Third quarter, gets somewhat easier. And then the fourth quarter, if you're going to get any running game going because of the defense getting tired, that's the time that you get it.
Well, Delvin Joyce will come in, but right now there's an injury timeout for the Cowboys. I believe that's Roy Williams.
That is Roy Williams. Now you see Tiki Barber here. I think he got his foot caught, then he just ran right out of that. They're going for the strip. Everyone is going to try and get the ball out of there. Tiki holds on to this one. There's no way that he's going to let that ball come out of there.
Well, 2 big guys come off. You lose Barber, and the Cowboys lose Roy Williams on the same play. And Lynn Scott comes in to replace him as Williams starts to trot off.
Well, you look here, we know what the Giants need for a first down, and I would say that they probably need about, 12 more yards to be in field goal range.
12 more puts them at the 30, makes it a 47-yarder. Lynn Scott is in, and Delvin Joyce is in the Giants' backfield. And Collins has his arm hit as he throws, and that's incomplete, making it second down and 10. It was Kenyon Coleman who hit him.
Bill Parcells kind of like Kenyon Coleman. You know, he just got him a couple weeks ago from the Oakland Raiders, and he's not impressed with his defensive line because he doesn't think they're physical enough. Then he got Kenyon Coleman. He said the thing that he likes about him is that he is physical. And you see he gets that pass rush, then just gets that left hand over there right on Kerry Collins.
Meanwhile, Barber and Williams both suck it up. They're both back in the game. Tiki in the backfield. Williams comes up, and he'll blitz, and he hits Collins as he throws, but Shockey makes the catch, and Woodson rolls him down inside the 35.
They're right there. So now you're thinking get a first down here, and then the Cowboys, of course, are thinking, you know, stop them. We have to knock them out of field goal range. Right now it'd be about a 52, 53-yard field goal. And we just saw Roy Williams where he came off and he was hurt, and then he comes back and they bring him on the blitz.
Huge play upcoming when we come back because it's 3rd down and 3 at the 2-minute warning, and we're tied at the Meadowlands.
One way or the other, and that guy's probably going to ride the horse trailer.
Yes, he is.
But I think, what's that word or initials, TBD? I think horse trailer TBD.
To be determined.
Yep.
Or TBA, to be announced.
Yep. In the last 2 minutes.
This quarter, all Giants. Third.
And that's when you have to have it. You know, you talk about emotion and motivation and getting guys up. You have to get them up that when they get tired and they're breathing like that, that they go and play. You know, it's not the first play or the first kickoff. It's none of those things. It's motivated to play from here on in.
And this is a huge play because if the Giants convert, they'd be in field goal range and they could run the clock down. And again, the Cowboys have only one timeout. If they don't convert, do you take a chance on about a 50-yard field goal and run the risk of missing it and giving the Cowboys the ball near midfield? So here it comes on 3rd down and 3 from the 35-yard line. On a roll by Collins, and they convert. They get the first down. He steps steps out of bounds, and now they can work the clock to the end. Amani Toomer makes the catch, and he's a candidate for the horse trailer.
That's a heck of a play and a heck of a call by Jim Fossil, because we know Kerry Collins is a sitting duck. He just stands in the pocket. He doesn't move out. So he gets in this situation. He needs a play, and he runs a sprint out. Sprint out right and just throw the out. And that was a perfect throw by Kerry Collins. It was a good call. You know, don't get it. If they're going to rush him, they're going to rush him in the pocket. Get him outside the pocket.
1st and 10. The Cowboys can only stop the clock once, and Collins is going to air this one out and out of bounds, intended for Amani Toomer. Very interesting call.
Yeah, well, they've found something over there on that right side. I mean, they're going at Terrence Newman, and then they figure if it's going to be a cover 2, it's also going to be Roy Williams. So they're either going to get Newman, the rookie, or Roy Williams, who really looks beat up. And you see here they got Newman, and they have him going deep. Williams doesn't get over. But I'll tell you, that was just thrown out there. But, I mean, that's the place to work. If you're going to work on something, you're going to take a shot to your right side.
2nd down and 10 at the 28-yard line. Collins to the outside, and that is caught there by Tim Carter. And Carter would have preferred to stay inbounds, but he steps out, which helps the Cowboys with 1:44.
You see what they did to Terrence Newman. He knew that they were going to work on him, and he thought they were going to work on him deep. So he starts to bail out, and Carter just runs it out, and he's about 5 yards off him.
Matt Bryant, who was in an open competition with Mike Hollis in preseason, and Hollis got hurt. Bryant got the job, career long 47 yards. Right now he's within range of, if they gain not another yard, about a 38-yarder. 3rd and a deuce from the 20. And through the middle and trying to pick up the first down is Tiki Barber. And it is a first down. And now they can truly run the clock all the way down.
Yeah, that was a big second effort by Tiki Barber, because I was just thinking, if they don't get the first down, Dallas should call a timeout here. Once they get the first down, now Dallas can't call the timeout. But I don't know that he had it initially. It looked like it was a second effort thing. He's going to start. Here's Tiki Barber here. He's going to start with the lead right there and then cut back, and he doesn't have it yet, but he gets it right there as he goes down. Because he was trying to run it to the left side, and it wasn't there. He had to go for the cutback.
Final minute of regulation. Barber. And finally taken down to the 12. So the Giants are going to be in a position, as you'll recall, they were in the playoffs last year when the botched field goal attempt at San Francisco cost them the game. Of course, a play that should have been ruled pass interference, but that's another story.
Right, and you see Tiki Barber, how he has both hands on the ball now. There is no way that he is going to cough this thing up. And then you think, well, they're in good position here for field goal, and it's a chip shot. There's no such thing as a chip shot, and I think that was probably proven yesterday in Tampa, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
But they have 3 blocked extra points.
Well, how about at the end of the game? I mean, they score at the end of the game and then miss the extra point, and the Giants take a timeout here. So what the Giants are doing, they're finished running any plays. They're close enough for Bryant, and they're giving themselves the opportunity, in case of a botched snap, to try it again.
And that's right. It's just in case of a botched snap, they can try it again. Obviously, if he kicks the ball and misses it, they don't get to try on 3rd down. I mean, that's the advantage of it. If something goes wrong with a snap, like that 49er game, if something goes wrong with that, then you get a do-over. But if you kick the ball, obviously, you don't get a do-over.
So the Giants trying to erase, at one point, a 16-point deficit. Bill Parcells, as we showed you before, in a situation like this, 12 or more points going into the 4th quarter, 49-0, and at risk now of not pitching a perfect game for his career.
But I'll tell you, that second half, did Kerry Collins play a second half, and did that offensive line gel in that second half?
Carson Dock will snap it. Jeff Fiegels will hold it. And this is a 30-yard attempt. Good. And the Cowboys now need a miracle run back with 11 seconds remaining. The Giants have moved out in front 32-29. First time the Giants have had the lead since they've led 7-0 in the first quarter.
That's the snap. The snap is perfect. Eagles just puts it down. It doesn't have to spin it, doesn't have to move it at all. That is what you call true. Kerry Collins said, this was a lot tougher than I thought it was going to be.
His son's hand.
He looks like he's ready to pass out.
Oh, man. Well, if you were the coach,
he needed a drink
in San Francisco last year.
But I'll tell you, he did a heck of a job of coming back in this second half, because the first half, they didn't look like they could get anything going offensively. They made some adjustments. Those adjustments worked. They wore down the Cowboy defense. Kerry Collins hung in there, and they come back and and get this win.
Cowboys dominant through much of the first half, dominant through the early stages of the second half, and then it just turned on a dime. Bouncing ball, and that one will roll out of bounds at the 1-yard line. That's a huge break for the Cowboys. Of all things, it takes nothing off the clock, and it gives Dallas the ball at the 40-yard line. And now you throw a 25-yard pass and you get out of bounds, and they still have a timeout. You kick a field goal. Huge mistake.
That's one of the biggest penalties that there is, when you kick the ball out of bounds and the ball goes to the 40. Instead of, if it goes in the end zone, the ball comes out to the 20. Of course, if it doesn't go in, if it goes out of bounds, it comes to the 40. And as you say, that puts him in a position to take some shots here.
He had only one out-of-bounds kickoff last year, and he's had 2 tonight. Just out of bounds. So now you have 11 seconds and a timeout. And Carter from the gun. 3 receivers to the right. 3-man rush. Carter surveys. Deep, finds his man, hits him, and that's Antonio Bryant, who goes out of bounds at about the 34-yard line. So with 4 seconds left, the ball will be at the 34-yard line, and Cundiff will come in to attempt about a 51-yard field goal.
Unbelievable the throw that Quincy Carter makes there.
And Antonio Bryant is hurt. He makes the catch. He gets whacked by Peterson. And even though he's out of bounds, he's close enough to the field that they can't resume play until they take care of him.
With Quincy Carter, he has to make a play here, and he puts this right on a rope. That is a perfect pass. He could have used about 5 more yards, but in this situation, that's what you have to do. I mean, again, it's that cover 2, and it's that hole between the corner and the safety, and he just hit him in there. And Bill Parcells is saying, that's what we need. At least we get another shot at it. We get our shot right here.
So Billy Cundiff, who has made 5 tonight. The one he missed was a 53-yarder at the end of the half. And they'll spot this one at the 42. Toby going, kneeling there. And here comes a 52-yard attempt on the final play of regulation to try to send it to overtime. Snap good, and the kick is good.
Amazing. This is amazing.
This is incredible. So it's unbelievable that Bryant can kick the ball out of bounds on the kickoff. As we said, a huge mistake. It gives the Cowboys their only gasp outside of a miracle run back, and we're going to go to overtime. John, remember last year we had all these 24-0 and 42-7.
Well, and now we get this thing.
We get this thing.
This thing is really something, though. I mean, watch this. The snap right down. Again, he spins, makes a good spin. And Cundiff gets everything in this one. Just inside the left pole.
from 52. And that's why he loves football.
That's what it's all about. You know, if you didn't get to play games, and Bill Parcells is one of those guys that not only loves the game is the best part, but he loves games on the road. I was always kind of a home coach type guy myself, but he loves to come out on the road where the fans are against him. But the whole thing, as you said when it happened, was that kickoff going out of bounds, and the Cowboys getting the ball on the 40, then that put him in position to take the shot.
Of all things, just send a bouncing ball down the middle. Point flip.
Head and tails. Who's making the call? Heads is the call. It is a head. You've won the call.
And so Dallas will get the ball right back.
Change. Dallas won the toss. They will receive.
At the end of regulation, Dallas 32, the Giants 32, overtime on Monday Night Football after this message from our ABC stations.
One team.
Who the hell are you?
One mission.
Their job's to keep us safe.
Stop any threat.
Nobody finds out. You got a problem with that?
No, sir.
Threat Matrix premieres Thursday on ABC.
As time flows on, there are places we return to again and again. Places that comfort us with their serenity. Places that astound us with their beauty. Places where our memories come to life. Precious places. Timeless places. Places that with your help can endure forever. I'm Paul Newman. Help the Nature Conservancy save the last great places around the world.
Kurt Bachman is an authority on mountains.
We guide people in the mountains here.
How you spend your day.
Mountains create their own weather.
Depends so much on the weather.
We pay close attention to the weather.
Whether you're in the mountains, like Kurt, or getting the kids off to school, Scott Dorval gives you a real picture of tomorrow's weather tonight.
We're pretty blessed here in the Sawtooth to have more than our fair share of good weather.
Scott Dorval, the Weather Authority, 6 on your side.
No one will complain about a bluebird day.
Thanks for watching 6 on your side.
Collins will have to sit and wait and hope to get in because Dallas is going to get the ball as we start overtime at the Meadowlands. And here was Bryant's kick, which was outside the hash mark to begin with and then just kept rolling left. If it goes into the end zone, it's the 20-yard line. Goes out there, 40-yard line. That allows Carter to hit Bryant, and then Cundiff does his thing. 52 yards as the clock goes down to 000.
And as you said, all started with that kickoff. If that kickoff didn't happen, then they wouldn't have had one shot. But then, because they did get one shot, they still had to make it. Quincy Carter still had to make that throw. And then, of course, Cundiff still had to make that kick.
Zuriel Smith to run back the Bryant kickoff. From the 8. Out to the 28-yard line. In overtime now, maximum of 15 minutes, and it starts to rain again. But the game ends, as you know, sudden death. Either team scores. Each team is allowed 2 timeouts, and there are no challenges. All reviews are initiated from the officials upstairs. No challenges in OT.
You know, and every time you get an overtime, then you get the argument, should both teams get the ball? And that's usually when the defense doesn't do its job and stop the offense, when they score with that first drive. I think the overtime rules are fine.
I do too. From the 29-yard line, 1st and 10. Carter hit as he throws, and that pass is incomplete. He was looking downfield for Richie Anderson. but Brandon Short put the pressure on the QB.
You know, and you just think now of the preseason and how little these guys play in the preseason. You know, they play a quarter here, a quarter there. Then they get in this just the second game of the regular season, and they're playing an overtime game. And I'll tell you, both of these teams are spent.
Totally. It's almost 10 to 1 in the morning in the Eastern time zone. 2nd and 10 from the 29-yard line. Rolling, throwing, and the gain is up to the 33-yard line as Bryant makes the catch. About 6 yards shy of the first.
You know, Al, I think there's something wrong with Quincy Carter. I think he hurt his leg. I mean, he's been out there making plays and playing. But anytime he moves, he's limping.
Take a peek here.
Yeah, I'm not a doctor or a trainer, but looks like to me like he has a pulled groin. Watching the way he comes out here.
A little gingerly. Yeah.
But there's no way that he's going to come out of this game. I mean, not now. Obviously, we're in the thing, but I think he's had that for a couple of quarters.
3rd down and 7. Giants show blitz. They come. The pass is caught by Joey Galloway, who reaches up and makes the grab near midfield. That's the risk you run if you're going to send everybody. Somebody's going to be open, and it's Galloway here.
Yeah, Will Peterson was on him, and he tried to undercut it. You see, you can either play that thing over the top or you can try and come underneath. Now watch Will Peterson. He's going to come in here. See, he tries to go under, and then the ball goes right over him.
At the 49-yard line now, 1st and 10 for the Dallas Cowboys. Short drop, then deep, and nobody open. Galloway down the sideline, and 2 Giants are there. 2nd and 10.
You know, I know what they tried to do. They saw Will Peterson undercut that one, so they thought, okay, let's fake it and then go deep. You know, let him see a slant like you're coming inside, let him go underneath it, and then you just go up right by him. Didn't work. But it was a good idea.
Good idea, yeah.
But I think Will Peterson knows that too. Okay, I undercut it, they threw it over. I'm not going to do that again.
2nd down and 10. A minute and a half into overtime. Carter throwing and caught by Jason Witten. Reaching, almost lunging catch by the tight end. Michael Strahan put the pressure on Carter that time, and that's a 1st down.
Hey, Quincy Carter is showing me something tonight. I mean, just putting the ball right where his receivers are, not, you know, kind of throwing them away from the defender, but getting enough on the ball that only his guys can catch it, and he's doing it under pressure. Watch Michael Strahan here. He's going to be right on Quincy Carter as he throws that.
8 or 9 more yards. They're in field goal range from the 41-yard line, and they give it to Hambrick, and Hambrick is able to pick up about 4 to the 37-yard line.
You know, this is the thing. You see Kerry Collins there. You see Jim Fossil, and they just want the ball back. I mean, as a coach who calls plays, you want the ball back. As a quarterback, Kerry Collins knows right now he's helpless. There's nothing he can do to win this game now if the defense doesn't get the ball back for him.
Bryant can only pace and ponder the out-of-bounds kickoff. 2nd down and 6. Hambrick swinging to the outside. That's a big play by the Giants defense. Cornelius Griffin stops them. They were almost in field goal range, and now they're pushed back about 5 yards to the 41.
And this is a time when big-time players make big plays. I mean, the Giants know someone has to make a big play. Someone has to get penetration. And you're going to see Griffin's right here. He's going to get penetration and play on this side of the line of scrimmage. Jimmy comes right off the center, just pushes them back. Heck, he's 5 yards into the backfield. That's penetration.
Big 3rd and 10. Still a little bit out of field goal range. Pressure on Carter. hit as he throws, loses the ball. It's a free ball. It's a fumble, and it's recovered by Dallas, so at least they keep it, and they'll be able to punt it. Kenny Holmes came in and stripped it, and it was recovered by the Cowboys. So the Cowboys were that close to field goal range, and now they have to punt.
As I was just saying, someone had to make a play. Kenny Holmes has been quiet all night. And you're going to see him come from this backside. His left hand goes for Quincy Carter's body, and his right hand comes across for the strip.
Flozell Adams recovered the football.
He should have. He was the guy that was beaten by Kenny Holmes.
Yes. Toby going to punt. Mitchell back to receive it. High floater. Fair catch called for. Mitchell hauls it in at the 19-yard line. Now the Giants get the ball, so the Cowboys had it for 4:26. 10:34 left in the overtime period.
If you look at Kerry Collins in this second half, first half he threw for 100 yards, second half 165 yards and 3 touchdowns. So Kerry Collins, whatever adjustment he made, whatever adjustment Jim Fossil made, the offensive line, they made the right adjustments, and they took it to this guy in the fourth quarter.
Ball spotted at the 20. Collins on 1st and 10. And had that one almost slip out of his hand, looking right then left and try to float it over to Barber. Greg Ellis may have tipped it.
And Kerry Collins, you could see him over there when the defense was out in the field, knowing that his defense had to make a play for him so that he could get this opportunity. And now he and his offensive teammates have this opportunity. Michael Strahan made a big pass rush. Kenny Holmes, of course, made a big pass rush on that last series of down. Griffin made a big play.
2nd down and 10. Now the Cowboys crowd the line.
That's remember like in grammar school.
Offense, 5 yards, still 2nd down.
Used to call that can in the center. You know, like no can in the center. You know, you can't do that. The guy's down. You can't knock him over. What happens? David Deal, the right guard, misses, and then I mean he moves, and then if he moves, then it's okay to can the center. Look at the poor center. I mean, he's just sitting there. He's not bothering anyone. He's still got the ball in his hand. And he got canned.
That is a full canning. 2nd down and 15. Collins works out of the shotgun now. Throws deep and incomplete. Intended, I think, for Tim Carter, and Carter fell down.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. Carter came inside, and then he was trying to make a cut back to the outside to make a corner pattern, and as he made the cut to the outside, he fell down.
Moist tonight, raining off and on throughout the game, lightly. Field is field turf, artificial. 3rd down and 15 at the 15-yard line.
This is where Bill Parcells is thinking defense here. He's playing a 3-man line, 8 men off. You know, do you blitz from this or do you give him coverage? It looks like he's going to make Kerry Collins throw into coverage here.
He will. 3 in, 8 back, and that's tipped and incomplete. So the Giants go 3 and out, and plus a 5-yard penalty, and it's 4th down, and Greg Ellis put the pressure on that time, and the Cowboys should get the ball near midfield.
Right, and Greg Ellis, a big play again from the 3-man line. You're saying this shouldn't happen. You know, if they have a 4-man line, if they have a blitz, he just takes Chris Bober and he just takes his right shoulder and just spins him right around. You know, we talk about guys that had to move and rookies and so on. Chris Bober, normally the starting center, is playing right tackle, and he's having his hands full out there with Greg Ellis tonight.
Jeff Eagles to punt, Zuriel Smith to run it back. Pretty good kick. Fair catch called for 43-yard line by Zuriel Smith with 10:09 remaining in the regulation period. 42-yard boot by Eagles. Cowboys tonight, their key guys. Carter, a 290-yard night. Hambrick did most of his damage, such as it was in the first half. Galloway, 3 grabs. But Glenn's been the big guy. I mean, Galloway is the star, but Glenn's been the key man. 7 for 105 yards.
Looks like Terry Glenn's getting his gloves straightened out. Remember in the old days, and I remember when I was coach, I guess it was the old days when we had Stickum. Remember Fred Blitnikoff?
Well, you coached Lester Hayes, who invented it.
They all had Stickum. Now they don't have Stickum anymore, but they didn't wear gloves in those days either. So gloves have really taken the place of Stickum.
From the 43-yard line. Carter throws, and that's incomplete. He tried to hit Glenn, and there's a flag down. Flag down in the secondary, in the middle of the field.
Usually when it comes from that deep, it's holding on the tight end.
Holding, 25 of the defense, 5 yards, automatic first down.
Holding on Will Allen.
Right, and it's usually him holding the tight end. I think on that time was Will Allen holding Joey Galloway. See Will Allen there, number 84 is Joey Galloway. And yep, that's holding. That's you got him. That's a penalty, and defensive holding is an automatic first down.
At the 48-yard line, 1st and 10 now. Carter for Galloway, and it is almost intercepted by Will Allen. He got inside, and Allen is shaken on the play, and Allen reaching back for his hamstring.
I think a little of this, or maybe a lot of this, as we get to this end of the game, we talk about conditioning and so on. Just looking at a lot of these players, I think they're getting dehydrated. I mean, that's part of it. I mean, it can be a pulled muscle, it can be a cramp, it can be a lot of things, but these guys have really emptied their tanks tonight.
And whether it's a cramp or not, and that's what it appears to be, you still have to come out for at least a play. And actually, I think it looks like he's favoring his shoulder.
Michael Strahan knows that he has to make a play there. Richie Anderson is trying to block him. That's about the 3rd time that Michael Strahan has just ran right by or right over Richie Anderson tonight.
Ball at the 48, 2nd down and 10. Well, I think back to the last time we played a game in this arena, 2000, Miami and the Jets, which was rated by some as the greatest game in Monday Night history. 2nd down and 10. Carter stepping up into Giant territory and gets tackled at the 47-yard line. So it'll be 3rd down and 4 or 5 upcoming. 3rd and 4 now.
He didn't look like any leg was bothering him on that one. I mean, he made, some quick moves and some speed moves. I mean, he went to his left, went to his right, and then just burst straight up the middle.
The Godfather coming back and trying to whack the Giants. 3rd down and 4. At the 46. Pressure. Flushed out. Throws. Caught at the 39-yard line, and out of bounds goes Terry Glenn. That moves the change. 1st down at the 38-yard line. Terry Glenn, big night.
Michael Strahan almost had him there. Quincy Carter looks like sometimes like he's limping, but then within that limp he has a burst. Watch, limp, and then he just has a burst. It just takes off to the outside. Watch him here. It looks like he's limping, and then he feels Strahan coming up. He just outruns him and then makes that throw on the run.
Ball to the 38-yard line, 1st and 10.
I like Quincy Carter.
Started to stumble, but gets the handoff to Hambrick, and he bangs his way all the way down to almost a 1st down inside the 30 to the 28-yard line.
Hey, one thing about Troy Hambrick, he can finish off a run. That's the thing. Remember, Walter Payton used to do that, where when you get ready to hit him, he's going to give you more than you give him. You're going to do that. If you're the running back, you don't always have to take it. You can give it too.
2nd down and 1, and they give it to the fullback. That's Anderson. 3rd down. Now, if it comes down to a Cundiff field goal attempt, he has already made 6 tonight. A 7th would tie the NFL record.
And I think, I don't know, have we ever put a kicker on the horse trailer? I don't know.
We have not.
I don't think so. I mean, if if he does it, I mean, you got to put him. I mean, you have to say, hey, maybe we have to put a kicker on. I don't know.
Well, that 52-yarder at the end of regulation, that's worth it. And then there's Bryant, whose night is a little bit different right now. 3rd and a yard from the 29-yard line. A little roll, a throw. That's caught. First down, way into field goal territory. Inside the 10. 1st and goal. That's Dan Campbell, the former Giant.
Look at Quincy Carter. He's saying, we got him on that one. Yeah, again, you see Hambrick make the run, and then they think we have to stop the run. So you fake the run, and then you come out and bootleg. And when you do that, watch how that holds that whole defense. The whole defense is going to the right, and then Quincy Carter comes out the backside, and Dan Campbell is wide open.
John, there's a lot to like about Quincy Carter. As you say, 321 yards tonight.
Yeah, that's part of it. I mean, Bill Parcells said, I won't know until 6 or 7 weeks from now, but I think he's getting a little indicator tonight on Quincy Carter.
Now, nothing but ball security as Carter simply moves the ball as close as he can between the hash marks to set up a Cundiff field goal attempt. So he tries to kick a 7th field goal, and there it is. Jim Bakken did it to the Cards back in '67. Rich Karlis did it, and then Chris Boniol. That was a Monday night game in '96 when the Cowboys scored 21 points, all by Boniol.
I don't know. What do you think about a kicker if he makes it?
I think we put him on. I mean, Terry Glenn deserves half a picture anyway.
Well, Quincy Carter deserves a whole bunch,
yes,
too.
He does.
I mean, he was the big question coming in here, and you know that's what Bill Parcells talked about last night. I saw Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones before the game, and I said, how you doing? How you going to do? And he said, it all depends on how Quincy Carter does. Well, tonight Quincy Carter did his part.
Big night for Carter. Big night for Glenn. Glenn tonight 8 catches for 113, including a big 3rd down grab here to get him truly into field goal territory.
You know, one of the things that started that was Hambrick running, you know, and he was running, and then they knew the Giant defense that they had to stop the run, so they started Flo, and then they all go to Flo to stop Hambrick, and then bootlegging out the other side is Quincy Carter.
So after a Giant timeout to try to freeze the kicker, here's Cundiff now. 25-yard field goal attempt to win the game. Going to hold. 7 field goals. And the Dallas Cowboys and Bill Parcells come into Giant Stadium and leave with a 35-32 overtime win. What a game. What a game.
This had it all. I mean, this, you know, we talked about the offensive line, the defensive line, guys that had what they had in their tank, and then it boils down to a kicker kicking 7 to make a coach feel like this.
Well, he went from looking 62 to 72, and now he's back to about 47.
You know, you say these guys get paid a lot of money and they don't have emotion, they don't have passion. Then you watch those shots and you know that they still do.
And for Matt Bryant, a soon-to-be sleepless night with the kickoff with 11 seconds remaining, going out of bounds to set up the heroics. The Autotrader.com postgame show coming up next as the Cowboys come into the Meadowlands and come away with a win.
He's running down a man who's running down a fortune. Now everyone's getting in on the rundown.
A man who has spent his entire career in high definition is the great Jerry Rice, who's with Lisa Guerrero. Lisa.
Thanks very much, Al. Last year, the Raiders had the #1 offense in the league. We haven't seen that kind of production on offense so far this year. I know you were very vocal about your disappointment with the offense this past week. What is the key to turning things around tonight, Jerry?
I think just playing loose football, and we worked hard this past week, and I think this team is ready. You know, we started off with a little adversity last year. We fought through it. We're going to do the same thing. It's Monday Night Football, so you better bring your best game.
Jerry, you mentioned it. This is your 42nd appearance on Monday Night Football. This is a huge game. You're 40 years old, but do you still get chills when you enter into a big game like this?
I am so excited, and I love Monday Night Football, and you know, it brings out my best. And I'm just going to go out here tonight and just try to play hard and try to help my team to win.
Jerry, good luck to you tonight. Thanks for your time. Al, Jerry Rice is 28-13 on Monday Night Football. As a matter of fact, his very first appearance on Monday Night Football, 1985, right here in Denver.
Right here in Denver, he was the #1 choice out of Mississippi Valley State as Mike Honor gets ready to kick off for the Denver Broncos. And Ronnie Jenkins, who came over from San Diego as a run-back specialist, gets set to return the kick. Mike Shanahan, who coached the Raiders in '88 and then in 4 games in '89 before he was fired and replaced by Art Shell. Mike's been here now since '95. Has had a lot of success against the Raiders, but not last year when Oakland swept the series. So here we go with the flash balls popping, and in the mile-high air, the kick is fielded by Ronnie Jenkins 2 yards into the end zone. Up past the 20, there's a flag down, and another one now at the 27-yard line as Willie Middlebrooks makes the tackle. Larry Nemmers is the referee, and the call will go against Oakland. So they'll be backed up, and on 1st and 10, let's take a look at the Raider offense.
Number 58.
Rich Gannon, Delaware.
Charlie Garner, the Untouchables, UT forever.
Zach Crockett, Florida State.
Jerry Rice, Mississippi Valley State.
Tim Brown, University of Notre Dame.
Doug Jolly, Brigham Young.
Barry Sims, Utah.
Frank Middleton, Beaumont, Texas.
Matt Stinchcomb, Georgia.
Mo Collins, University of Florida.
Lincoln Kennedy, Washington.
Garner's untouchable UT is the University of Tennessee. And they may need him to have a big night tonight to give themselves the best chance to win as Gannon gets sacked on 1st down. Coming in around the corner was Bertrand Berry.
You know, that's one of the things the Raiders have had trouble with, and Rich Gannon has had trouble with. It happened to him in the Super Bowl. It happened to him in the Tennessee game. It happened last week in the Cincinnati game, getting a big hit early. Here comes Bertrand Berry right across the corner. You just see him get up the field, and then he comes to the inside. He's right on Rich Gannon. That has happened to start to take, like I said, the Super Bowl, and then the Tennessee, and then the Cincinnati. In this game, it's happened in their last 4 big games.
John, in fact, in last week's game, he was hit in the back and had back spasms from most of the first period, and the first pass that he throws is incomplete. Doug Jolly, the intended receiver. 3rd and 16. Let's take a look at the Bronco defense.
Trevor Price, Clemson. Monsanto Pope, Virginia.
Darius Holland, Colorado.
Bertrand Berry, Notre Dame.
John Mobley, Kutztown.
Al Wilson, Tennessee.
Ian Gold, Wolverines. Lenny Walsh, Boston College.
Noah Kennedy, Arkansas.
Sam Brandon, UNLV.
Delta O'Neal, Cal Berkeley.
Now Gannon on 3rd down and 16 from the 9-yard line. 4-man rush. They keep it on the ground, and here's Garner cutting it back, and he gets up only to the 15